heading via Zoom to Sydney to catch up with Robyn Foyster, who's the founder of Women Love Tech, and it's a topic we love to talk about each and every week on The Informer. Robyn, welcome again.
Hi George, lovely to be back.
And can I just say thank you very much for inviting me to join you in the Clubhouse. Let's talk about that. What a hot social media app is that, and what a fantastic way to get into the inner sanctum of so many famous and infamous people.
I know. If you love sort of like listening in on other people's conversations or being a sticky beak, then you're going to love Clubhouse because it's amazing how many celebrities using it at the moment. Like I listened to Elon Musk recently talking about how sometimes he's so busy he sleeps the night at the office, and it literally has gone really crazy on Clubhouse because he tweeted that he was going to join a conversation, and there's sort of they call it the Elon Musk effect, but everyone's like, what is the Clubhouse that drew Elon Musk into its realm? And it's fantastic. I mean, you have to be invited. It's only for people on Apple at the moment. But the figures are enormous. It started in March last year. It's got 200 million people who've joined. It's going crazy. And, they reckon that it's valued at $1 billion US now.
Yeah. Well, when you see the array of celebrities, business people, advocates and so on who are in there, and they're talking around the clock, and I had to turn off the notifications on my phone because I was going nuts, enjoying it, but I was going nuts. And there are so many topics out there for discussion. Look, let's keep doing that. So Clubhouse is the hot new social media app that everyone's talking about, and all I can do is recommend you get invited from a friend. So ask your friends around if they're on Clubhouse and whether they can invite you. I want to talk about the importance of recognising the contribution of women and what they've done to science and the curriculum that we know is STEM. There are so many women who haven't had their time in the sun or anywhere near what they deserve. And one of them is a story that you were telling about before we came on board. It was to do with a couple, a man and a woman who did some tremendous work back in the late 1890s. And the subject was computers, or the idea of mathematics and computers. Even then, tell me about it. Finish the story.
Yeah, so, well, one of the absolute pioneers of the modern day computer is a woman, and she's starting to get better, known for it. But she wasn't at the time. Her name's Ada Lovelace, and she and her partner Charles Babbage created the first computer, and they came up with the mathematics, which was her that came up with the mathematics for. So she was the people sort of think that it's Einstein and people like that, who are the founders of technology as we know it. So it's wonderful to sort of have a woman recognised for the work that she did so early on.
Now we need to see more and more women given their time in the sun, and it seems to me that the media was made up of so many men, especially at the turn of the 20th century, and for a great part of the 20th century. And I think that may well be one of the reasons why the women have taken so long to get their just due. But some of the women that are doing some tremendous work now are certainly at the very top of the tree and are getting not only their time in the sun, but also you can see them being well and truly enjoying the accolades and all the kudos that they deserve.
Yeah, well, there's actually only two computer languages, so to speak, and one is called Pascal, and the other one is called Ada, after Ada Lovelace. So good to see.
Yeah, it is. After all this time, great to see Ada Lovelace get her acknowledgement, and how appropriate, because the museum actually built that machine that the idea that they gave, and it worked seamlessly, flawlessly. And that's a tremendous thing when you consider so many times you and I plug and pray that it will work, and these people just use their brains and their mathematics to get the idea across. And it's just remarkable. So well done to Ada, very much appreciated. And and it took a while. Now, you've got a new piece of technology there. Now, I know that women love tech. They do, only if it's good, if it looks great, and if it carries and makes them feel very special. And that bit of equipment you've got to show us now does all of that, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this might look like a little clutch bag that I can take,
Yeah.
down the road.
Yeah.
But actually, it's the Lenovo X1, and it's one of the very, very first foldable computers. It has a beautiful screen. It's actually made in leather.
Wow.
And it's really super light. You can hold it like that. And it's got 5G capability, 2K hybrid technology.
And a built-in stand. And a built-in stand.
And a built-in stand, like it's so you can stand it up just there. You can see,
Yeah.
it just stands up,
Right.
and it's it's got a pen and it's touch screen, and pretty incredible, first of its kind. This sort of technology, the engineering that goes into the ability to be able to fold a computer and take it with you anywhere, and it's fantastic for portability.
Robyn Foyster, something else that people are taking with them everywhere they go these days, whether it's in the car, whether it's to the beach, as long as they have their devices with them, they're taking podcasts. We are seeing podcast after podcast after millions of them being downloaded.
Yeah, well, actually, this month the statistics have come out for January, actually, and there were 40 million downloads in Australia alone.
Wow.
In the from the beginning to the end of January. I mean, the amount of podcasts we're downloading and listening to now is just going through the roof. And on Women Love Tech, I publish different ones every month. Positivity podcasts, there's productivity podcasts, as we were saying earlier about the type of content that's coming out and is popular. It's often very niche.
Yeah.
We've got experts in those areas. Crime does very well. And
Well, we do.
people love crime.
Well, we started with Clubhouse and gossip and all that sort of stuff, and here we are finishing the conversation with podcasts about crime and law and order and all that sort of stuff. There's so much material out there, and there are some very smart people who actually have captured the imagination, and they're churning out some terrific podcasts. If people want to know more about tech, join us each and every week on The Informer, because the person who is going to give you the latest on what's going on is Robyn Foyster, who is the founder of Women Love Tech. Robyn, thank you so very much, and good luck. I hear you're off to the Taronga Zoo tomorrow to do some exotic dealing with some very special people.
Well, actually, I just have to tell you, do you know that I'm interviewing the head of the conservation at Taronga Zoo, and they have taken a clone. I'm going to tell you about it next week in more detail.
Go on.
A clone of the entire barrier reef, and it's sitting in Dubbo Zoo.
Wow. So
incredible.
So a fantastic opportunity to find out a whole lot more about why the reef is having the massive problems it's having. Is that part of the reason?
Well, it's to protect the reef because as the reef, is being sadly
eaten
destroyed,
away. Yeah. So
that we have a clean version of it.
Wow.
in a being held in a fridge, in a freezer, and it's about protecting the if anything goes wrong that is unaccountable for, we'll always have sort of like a blueprint of the barrier reef.
Now it's not just any old refrigerator, by the way. It's not a Westinghouse. This is a specially built one for the Taronga Park Zoo and the fabulous work they do. Robyn Foyster from Women Love Tech. Can't wait to catch up with you next week to find out a whole lot more about that clone bit of the reef. Thank you, Robyn.
Thank you, George.